Hello, everybody, and welcome to a Brothers War draft here on the channel. I'm going to be going pick by pick, play by play through the draft, talking through all of my decisions so you know what to do in your own drafts. I'll do the draft, 5 games, so we can get a sense of the deck, and then a little bit of a post-op on the deck and the cards. So let's get started. First off, our rare. And before I talk too much about the cards, if you want a baseline for how to draft the set, like top commons, archetype overviews, I already have my draft guide for the set posted. But now let's get into the cards. Gwenna, Eyes of Gaia is a great rare. It's a 3-drop. That's a 2/3, which is like medium stats, but then it can tap to add 2 mana of any colors, which means that you can start, but it's for creatures, so you can then start casting big creatures and then growing your Gwenna, which is pretty nice as well. And overall, just a really strong card. Like great for starting off a draft. Unwinding Clock is not particularly great, though I'm sure there's some cool combos with it. Thopter Architect is fine in like certain decks that are aggressive and make like artifacts like Power Stones without having like the artifacts come in at odd times, because then you can give your creatures flying, which is pretty good. And then in the this is also a pretty good uncommon, Bushwhack. The best common is Weak Stone Subjugation. This card's pretty good too. Epic Confrontation, those are the best commons. But yeah. Okay, Urza's Silex is a bit of a like hard card to use. You have to play it as a board sweeper essentially, but your opponent kind of knows it's coming, so they can prepare for it to some degree. And it's kind of expensive to use if you want to do it all in one turn. So you can play it all in one turn if you get to 7 mana, but it's a little bit clunky to use. Horned Stoneseeker, however, is a fantastic card. Just 2 mana 2/2 that kind of comes in with a pseudo land. Like a Power Stone is kind of like a land, kind of like a little bit of other value. Really great uncommon. Then Pyrrhic Blast is also pretty good. The Sigil of Valor is a little bit tricky to use. Not my favorite card in the set. And then the commons in this pack are actually pretty weak. The best common might be Gaia's Gift as a counter and like hexproof indestructible. And then like honestly after that the commons are pretty bad. Wing Commando can be okay in some decks. But I think in this pack I go Stoneseeker followed by Pyrrhic Blast. Dreams of Steel and Oil is kind of interesting because you can get rid of an Unearth card from a graveyard, which gives us a little bit of extra value, but still not my favorite card. And then Silex and Gaia's Gift. I'm just take the Stoneseeker. Red-green kind of mid-range is a reasonable place to be. In this pack, the rare is missing and an uncommon is missing because there's 3 uncommons in the pack, and then there's the retro artifact slot, which is separate from that. So a rare and an uncommon. So not a huge signal point here. In this pack, Overwhelming Remorse is a fantastic common. Just 5 mana, exile something is really good, but it's oftentimes going to cost less than that. So really good card. There's also Excavation Explosion, which is also a great card and the same color as my Horned Stoneseeker. So I'm leaning towards this one over the Overwhelming Remorse, just because it gives me a higher chance of playing a card that I already have. Other cards in this pack really aren't on the same power level as these 2 cards. I think the next best card might be the Ashnod's Harvester, but overall, like these 2 cards are far and away better than everything else. Sardian Cliff Stomper is a hard card to use because you like get a 2 mana 0/4, which can't pressure them early, and then by the time you get it to be like a big creature, oftentimes it's going to be later in the game when you can just play a more expensive card that fills that big creature role. Okay, into another pack. The rare is missing, and then a couple commons are missing because we see all 3 uncommons. The retro artifact slot. Burnished Heart is actually a reasonable retro artifact as well, which is worth noting. I would like to play the Gwenna, but I'm not committed to it by any stretch of the imagination. That being said, I do like Rust Goliath. It plays great with the Horned Stoneseeker mana, the Excavation Explosion mana, the Gwenna mana. All of those cards let me play a 3/5 Reach Trample on turn 4, and help me even cast the 10 mana version at some point. Repair and Recharge is actually better in this set than in other sets, just because bringing back like a creature that you prototyped early is pretty nice. I also love Goring Warplow, and I think that this card's reasonable as well. That being said, I think I am going to take the Rust Goliath, and we'll see where it takes us, because it just plays so well with every other card I have. But this pack is overall a little bit weaker. Burnished Heart is also fine as like a pure ramp card, but I don't really think that I need to take like a pure ramp card, because a 3 mana 2/2 that you then have to pay 3 to sack to get 2 lands is like 6 mana to get 2 lands. The creature part's nice, but yeah. Okay, here's Mishra, Excavation Prodigy. It has good synergy with artifacts, if I can get some of those going, and it can be kind of like ramp, kind of like fixing. There's also Scrapwork Rager, which is a great card, and I've been seeing some good black cards. So this could be an opportunity to take the Scrapwork Rager. I think black-red might be open just because of the cards I've been seeing. We see red cards here. Infantry's fine as well. We've gotten a couple of red cards. Mishra's pretty reasonable in the right deck. I do like Scrapbook Rager a lot, but I kind of want to try Mishra, and I could still just play red-green. But Rager is like a really good card. It's like a built-in 3-for-1. I didn't really have time to cover the other cards in this pack. Don't think this card's insane or anything, but yeah, let's see what we shall see. Unleash Shell is another nice addition here. I do want to get some reps with Stern Lesson. This card has been a pretty solid card from my experience. Audacity is also reasonable, but there are some cards that like punish it. There's another Scrapwork Rager. Punish it by like not killing the creature, so this never goes to the graveyard, is what I mean by that. There's a couple of good black cards, Scrapwork Rager and Gixian Infiltrator. Could take either one of those, or I could just take Unleash Shell. I kind of want to take the Rager. It played great with Mishra. It's a card I can cast with my artifact mana. Infiltrator's not as good in my deck yet, but in red-black I'll find ways to sack stuff, I'm sure. I could also just take Unleash Shell, stay flexible, but black is looking open, and I think Rager's better. But I'll just stick to red for now, because I do have some decent green cards. Blitz Automaton. So, good way to use my mana. There's also Evolving Wilds, but I don't think I'm going to be a splash deck. And here I do get a little bit rewarded, because there's also an Argothian Sprite. And that card's really like a nice addition to this deck, because it can use my Power Stone mana really effectively. So I'm tempted by that. I'm not as tempted by the Audacity. I just like getting good 2-drops here. And I do think the Sprite is a good one. I also like Blanchwood Prowler for my less aggressive decks. This doesn't have to be an aggressive deck by any means, but it does have some good tools. And then there's the Automaton, which is, I think, a decent amount worse. So it's between these 3 cards. I'm going to try the Sprite. I think the Sprite's quite good. Okay. Domination is not the best. Tower Worker is fine for more rampy decks. We do have kind of some ramp elements here. Also tempted by Pirate Blast. I think this card's just good. They try to kill your creature, you sack it in response, get some good synergy going. I'm going to take it. Other than this card, there's like not a ton for me. Power Stone Engineer is good, but not my color really. Tower Worker's fine. Just going to be playing a mid-range red-green currently, it feels like. Blanchwood Armor, really good if you're heavy green. I'm surprised Weakstone's Subjugation Wield. I think I'm going to take it over the Penregan Strongbow. Weakstone's Subjugation is a really, really good card. It basically, if you ever cast it for 1 mana to lock something down, it's just super efficient because the thing's already attacked you. But paying it for 4 is not bad, and you can use Power Stone mana to pay the 3 for the other part of it. So it can oftentimes let you use your Power Stone mana. Green hasn't seemed insanely open. I think black has seemed decently open, and blue has seemed somewhat open. So we're going to take the Weak Stones. I mean, wheeling that card is a good sign. Here, Sibling Rivalry can be cutesy. It's a little bit hard to use, though. Kind of want to take Gaia's Gift. I'm not a huge fan of the Swift Gear Drake. And I guess we can take... Don't think Trench Stalker is really good in my deck, but it is a reasonable card. I'm just going to take a green card here, though. And wheeling a lot of stuff here. Arms Race isn't good, though. Even though it's kind of cute with Rust Goliath. Soul Flare, Sibling Rivalry. I'll just take Repair and Recharge. I think that card's sometimes okay. I don't love the Skull Flare just because it's kind of slow, but it's like a Firebomb. Getting some late red cards. Bit of Reunion. Mishra's Onslaught. I don't really know what we want there. And then a last pick, Archaeologist. Okay. So we got a mythic rare retro artifact that is pretty much unbeatable if you get it into play, because you just start drawing like 2 cards a turn for a pretty cheap investment, and that's really, really good. And we even have the ramp to support it. So it fits really nicely into our deck, and it's already a good card. So like, it's an artifact, so we can use Power Stone mana for the ability. So we can ramp into it. The Stone Seeker with the Explosion, the Mishra can maybe help us ramp into it. Gwenna can't help us with it, but we have a little bit of ramp to help us cast it already. So Mind's Eye is going to be the pick. If this wasn't in the pack, it would be more interesting. We would kind of default to red cards. Raise is decent, but it's not the best. It's not a card I really prioritize. But there's not really a ton else in these packs. The Vanguard could be a card to take as a speculation. Honestly, this pack would be pretty bad if it was not for the Mind's Eye, which is a great card. Aetherflux Reservoir. Combo time. We don't really have a combo-y deck. We don't have like bunch of like cantrips and stuff. But that would be kind of cutesy. We could get there with like if we played blue instead of like green. We don't really need to play green. What else would we even take in this pack? Like Stern Lesson is really cutesy with Ether Flux Reservoir. Thopter Mechanic's pretty good too. You want cards that like draw cards to replace themselves, and so Stern Lesson's good with it. Archaeologist is good with it. Green didn't seem that open pack one. We got the Gwenna first, and then we kind of like spun our wheels. Let's try it. Let's do something really fun here and try to get Ether Flux Reservoir to work. Ooh. Ooh. So there's a Stone Seeker. There's also a Gixian Puppeteer, which is a really good card, and Black seemed open pack one. But it really thrives in, like, it's good in any deck, but it really thrives in blue-black where you can cantrip into stuff. And we know we're playing red, and we kind of want to pair red with blue so we can play cards like Combat Courier to cast a lot of spells for our Ether Flux Reservoir. So I think I'm just going to take the Stone Seeker here over the Gixian. Okay. Soul Guide Lantern's good, but I think we're going to take the Thopter Mechanic. Try to stick to blue-red here. I do like the Might Stone's animation as well as a cantrip. Thopter Mechanic's really nice. It can grow. It's an early drop. Soul Guide Lantern would also be good because it cantrips. Taunos the Toymaker's cutesy. But yeah, we've got our plan now. We've got a pretty fun plan, I think. And we're going to see if we can pull it off. And we have this card to help us dig for it. We could even try to set up like a repair recharge combo sometime where we don't even have the mana to cast Ruscalath. We just discard it and draw it again. So we can have 7 cards in hand. We can just start gaining 4 a turn. Life gain could be good in this sort of deck. What else would I want? So we could put Swiftgear Drake so we can find our Reservoir more. We could play Tower Worker. This card's going to wheel. Tower Worker seems reasonable because our cards are kind of expensive. There's also Prison Sentence, which is great, but I don't think white was open pack 1, and that's why we're seeing white here. We'll take the Tower Worker. Flow of Knowledge. For each island. The Bone Saw, which is pretty cutesy with the Reservoir because you can cast it for free. Gurgling Anointer is really good, but again, we kind of aren't in that direction, unfortunately. Desynchronize. There are some cards. I mean, we're going to probably have a decent number of islands, but like draw 3, discard 2 is not great. We really want to be able to set up our combo, though, so getting a lot of islands in play could be a plan. Mine Worker's nice. It's an artifact that we can get for cheap that can gain us some life to stabilize. We're slowly assembling the deck. Pristine Talisman is perfect. Ooh, Stern Lesson's better, though. Pristine Talisman's great because it taps for mana and it also gains us life to work with our Ether Flux. Stern Lesson's quite nice, though, because it draws us through our deck and gets us a mana. I don't know which is better, honestly. Probably the Stern Lesson. Target artifact or creature with mana value 3 or less. We'll take Raise to the Ground. It's a artifact kill that can maybe filter us mana. I mean, filter us through our deck, draws a card, replace itself. Another Raise to the Ground. Union of the Third Path is cutesy with Ether Flux Reservoir. I could see something where we like draw 10 cards with this, and then Union of the Third Path to draw much more cards. But I think we're playing red, so let's just take Raise. Urza's Rebuff or Fall of Krug. Either one's kind of bad. Also this guy, which is actually a much better card. Ooh, there's Power Plant Worker. But I think we'd rather have Might Stone's animation. We don't have a lot of Power Stones to animate. We got Ivory Tower back. Maybe we'll play it, maybe we won't. We probably won't play it, but it could be cutesy to try it. Not name Adept. I think this is a lot of fun to try out. So Ashnod's Altar we can't really use effectively. Until the end of your next turn, you may play that card. Not really what we want, because we're kind of turning into a control deck. Forging. Any number of artifacts. How many artifacts do we have? 6 artifacts. Maybe we'll wheel this card and we can play it by the time it wheels. I kind of just want to take the Mine Worker. There's a Scatter Ray. If I take Mine Worker and then wheel Forging, that could be good. I'm just excited to try this deck out. I saw the Aetherflux Reservoir. I've got Mind's Eye. I'm going to try to do some shenanigans here. Oh, Perilous Vault. It's a board wipe that I can use while I'm setting up. Sign me up. I also would love a Combat Courier, and I would love a Curate. But this card's a pretty good, like, artifact-based board wipe. But once I get my stuff in play, I don't want to cast it ever. This card would be good. I think blue-red is not the best color combination for this deck. I think blue-white, so you can play Union of the Third Path, could be better. Hopefully Curate or Combat Courier comes back, but we're going to take the Perilous Vault. Elsewhere Flask is the perfect card for this deck, and I'll tell you why. Elsewhere Flask is the combo with Flow of Knowledge, because you can turn all of your lands into islands, so that Flow of Knowledge draws you like 10 cards. Oh, that's a combo we're going to try to assemble. That is a sick combo. And then there's also Curate, which hopefully wheels. We're building the perfect deck. NicolaiBolas preview card, Spotterthopter, let's go. Maybe late in the first pack, we should have taken the Power Plant Worker over whatever we took over it. I think it was like some mediocre card. Just so we could maybe get these things to tap to gain us 3 life. Or these to tap for 3 mana. I think we're taking this guy. And now I'm definitely like, ooh, Ichor Wellspring. And I'm kind of regretting not having a Power Plant Worker, because if I could tap these for 3 mana, it would be really nice. Coastal Bulwark could also help us filter draws, but I think Wellspring can do some stuff. So let's just look at our deck. What do we not want? I don't need these raises. Ivory Tower is a little bit sketchy. Don't need Urza's Rebuff. Don't need Latin Adept. 2 or more colors were spent to cast it. Interesting. There's another Stern Lesson, though. Stone Brain's not playable. But Stern Lesson's great. Gets us our artifact mana, digs us through our deck. Overall, happy to see it. And another Tower Worker. Also Energy Refractor, which could help us turn our Power Stone mana into normal mana. How many Power Stones do we make? We're not playing Mishra's Onslaught, that's for sure. Power Stone, Power Stone. So 3 Power Stones. Not really that many Power Stones. We'll just take another Tower Worker. Millstone. We can't really use that. Curate. Another Firebomb or Keeper. I'm going to take Curate. We wield the Forging the Anchor, which is great now because we have 12 artifacts. Which should be enough for this card to be decent. And another Curate. Or a Swift Gear Drake, but we'll just take the Curate. So we just survive, get to the late game, and then win with Aetherflux comboing. It is a tall task, I will say. A tall task never stopped me, though. Don't think we're a Pirate Blast deck. How many creatures do we have? 10? Sure, the rest of these cards don't really matter. Goblin Firebomb. Sure, we'll take that. We're not really a good Ichor Wellspring deck because we don't have a way to get rid of it. Union of the Third Path is kind of cutesy. in this kind of strategy. Dig site. Okay. We have a strategy. I don't know if it's good or not, but that's part of the fun of drafting and getting to show off the deck. As I said, we're going to play 5 matches, unless, of course, we lose all of our matches instantly, or 5 games. But let's just see. So we don't want any of these cards. So we'll just cut from here. We have the Ivory Tower, which gains us life every turn. Getting up to 50 life is hard, and this could be something we need. Firebomb is a little bit not necessary, I think, but it is also a card we can find with Forging. We want all of our cards to replace themselves, pretty much. Ichor Wellspring does that. We don't have a way to sacrifice Ichor Wellspring, though, but it is a good combo with Mightstone's animation. I think we need this removal spell. And Mishra can dig us for our key cards and help us get Power Stones. Weak Stones is good. These cards are all good. How many artifacts do I have at the end? 12. 12 artifacts. The Power Plant Worker would have been good in the end because gaining 3 life with these guys is huge. I think I'm going to keep the Goblin Firebomb and cut the Unleashed Shell and just use the Goblin Firebomb as removal instead. Thopter Mechanic, if I draw a card, it gets a counter and it dies into a Thopter. And I do have a lot of ways of drawing cards, so that card's just great in my deck. The Archaeologist is going to find me stuff. I want to keep as many artifacts for Forging the Anchor as possible. This is interesting. Do I just go full synergy and just cut the Weak Stone Subjugation? That seems too greedy. I need some interaction. So this is interaction. Excavation Explosion is interaction. This is kind of like mass interaction. And then other than that, I don't have any ways. And then I have the Goblin Fireball. Huh. I definitely want to keep my artifacts so that Forging the Anchor can just draw me like 5 cards. I want to keep that guy. Well, I'm not cutting the Excavation Explosion. That just doesn't make any sense. I could shave on lands. That could be the play. Maybe I cut Perilous Vault because I need my setup. No, I think I can use this pretty effectively. If I cut the Curates... I actually have a lot of 2-drops. I don't know if I need the Mine Workers as much. And then I need to make one more cut. I like the 10-7 split because I have this flow of knowledge and I might not always be able to set it up with the flask. And I want to try the Ivory Tower because it seems funny and interesting. Because I have a lot of cantripping in my deck. I'm going to cut a Mine Worker. And then we're going to run it like this. At least initial build. And then we'll maybe make changes over the course of the draft. Let's check our colors. Yeah, seems good. Let's just check our artifacts one last time too. Still at 11 artifacts. So if we look at the top 5, we're going to find like top 5 should have like one artifact. Top 4 would have like 1 artifact on average. Maybe this card's just not worth running. Because if you look at the top 5, that's 10% of your deck. And, oh, way more than 10%. Oh, I'm on average going to find a couple cards off this. Yeah, okay. I really want to maximize this, but I don't know what else I'm supposed to cut. And this card's too good to pass up, I think, as well. Oh my gosh. Maybe I just cut this and then play the Mine Worker, but that doesn't make any sense. Okay, we're going to run it like this at first, and then I'll see how it does. Anyway, this is a sweet deck, and I'll see you in the games. Before I get to the games, I want to give a huge shout out to all of the patrons who support my content. If you've been enjoying my videos and would like to help me make more of them, you too can become a patron at patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. There's a ton of different tiers, so it's completely flexible. It's up to you how much you want to contribute towards my channel, but all patrons will gain access to my Brothers War tier list, where I grade every card in the set on an A through F scale to help you crush your drafts. Without further ado, though, let's get to the matches. Welcome to round number 1. We have a keepable hand here, Double-Horned Stoneseeker. It is worth noting that we don't want to play the Firebomb because we want to keep cards in our hand in case we draw Ivory Tower. Our opponent is on a mulligan. Wellspring is really good with the animation. One of the reasons I'm playing it. Lead with Stoneseeker. If they don't kill it, I can cast the Wellspring and then maybe cast another Stoneseeker. Flow of Knowledge. You never know if that'll come in handy. They're playing mono white so far. And also, I do want to say, I know this deck is not like the, oh, I'm trying to win the absolute most, because it's definitely not. But it's really fun. It's really interesting to try out. And maybe this sort of deck could be competitive in the set. And you don't find that out unless you give it a shot. Lead with this. Try to draw a land. Survey says, got there. They could have the deal 3 to an attacker, which is why I did this pre-combat. Because I have to sack that Power Stone. Yep. There was some consideration to playing the Flask, but I'd rather use a Power Stone mana to play the Flask. There was also some consideration to not attacking because I had a feeling they might have this card. Now we have a creature that we draw a card with this, and then we draw a card if it dies ever. Sorry about that. So we draw 2 cards here. They should have responded while it was on the stack. We want to keep playing islands. We have the Elsewhere Flask combo with Flow of Knowledge. So we can set that up on an end step and then cast a bunch of spells, including cheap ones like Goblin Firebomb, to kill them with Aetherflux Reservoir on our turn. Once we set that up. Okay, so I guess in our deck, we probably never want to tap these guys if we're playing against white, because they'll just kill them and we'll feel bad. Now we're just digging for more mana, and then eventually we'll try to combo them. We do still need to find our Aetherflux Reservoir as well. Sure, that card doesn't do anything. Ooh, that's a good find. Because we can get rid of our Perilous Vault now. Keep looting. See what we shall see. Not gonna lie, I got this guy confused with the Urza. That makes a Power Stone. That's why I discarded the Perilous Vault. Probably should have saved it for when I needed the mana. I don't care if my opponent gains life. At all. So I have 5, 6, 7 lands in play. The longer I wait, the better it gets, though. I'm going to use it in Mishra to discard a mountain, I think. Sure. Just gonna preserve my life total. Sure. I know it's not the most scary card, but I don't want to take damage. I don't want to lose my guy, and I want to 2-for-1 them. Ooh, perfect. 2, 3. That's huge. That's probably going to win us the game. Just going to do this. And I'm not going to play the Ivory Tower right now. I'm going to save it so I can play it as a cheap spell on that turn. I will pay 1. Oh, this is going to be so sick. We're setting up. We're setting up. We're going to do it in our very first game with the deck, aren't we? I don't know if they're color screwed or if they're just doing like crazy stuff, but we are in such good shape. We want to preserve our life total so it's easier to get to 50. We don't care about them gaining life, really. Sure. Like, their life total doesn't matter as much as mine does. Sure. So, I play the Aetherflux Reservoir this turn. I have the mana to get the Mine Worker into play. I don't think I have the mana to get the Tower Worker into play, because I need this plus 5 mana. This gives me a 6th mana. Oh, actually, this is really good to play this turn. Because if I play this turn, then that gives me a bunch of life next turn. I think I will pay the 1, and then I'll use the Mishra mana to play the Flow of Knowledge. Nice. By discarding Tower Worker because it's a more expensive card. Sure. And I think I'll chump this because Mishra's not going to do anything next turn. Actually, Mishra nets me a mana next turn, which could be important. And 1 mana could mean another spell. Okay. So I'm starting off with a good note here. Okay, I can't play the Archaeologist. That's fine. Start by playing land. I can't play both Stern Lessons either. Unfortunate. I screwed this up, maybe. I can play the Archaeologist if it's the last spell I play. I needed the guy. I should have taken the guy that let me put cards on the bottom of my library. I didn't realize it would be that important. So I want to cast the Explosion and the Archaeologist. So I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. So I can cast 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 5, 6, 3. I'm gonna lose. I choked. My deck didn't quite do what I wanted it to do. Okay, that doesn't matter. I was close. I was close. Okay. I now know more about the deck. Yeah. Ouch. Oh, I guess I should have been taking, like, Ornithopters and stuff. Because when I have infinite cards, Ornithopter's insane. Oh, I built the deck wrong. Feels bad. Okay, well, we'll see if we can make any changes. And see what we can do for game 2. Maybe we just have to increase the size of the deck. Or maybe do I have, like, other cheat cards I could be playing that I'm not? Do I have any of those cards that let me put cards on the bottom of my deck? No, I had one. I could have taken him. He was like the 5-drop guy. He might have been like the perfect card because I get a bunch of mana and then I... Oh, that's so tough. Okay, do I have any cheat cards that I'm not playing? Mine Worker probably needs to be played. Perilous Vault probably doesn't need to be played. Surveilling is kind of tough. Oh, this is so tricky. Oh my gosh. I think I'm going to try it like this. Give it another shot. And then maybe hit the panic button. See you folks next game. Welcome to round 2. We're going to keep this hand. I do now know more about how I would ideally build this deck. And I feel kind of bad for screwing it up. Because I think I definitely saw an Ornithopter, and I definitely saw the 5-mana 2/5, and I didn't think that I would deck myself. And I think that I also saw the card that lets you bounce bounce a card to your hand for 1 mana if it's an artifact creature. And that card's really nice in this sort of deck as well. So I think I might have botched the build here. But we'll see, we'll see. Obviously, I'm getting experience with the card so that you'll be able to crush your foes when you have the card yourself. Nice. So I'm going to be gaining 3 life a turn here. Yeah, because I've built combo decks around this in Constructed before, and usually it involved bouncing a bunch of cards to your hand. Oh, please draw a land. Please draw a land. Please draw a land. Yes. That's a lucky break. And it gives me the mana I need to play my Aetherflux Reservoir next turn. They have mana up. They could counter it and then I just lose. Okay, I'm setting up. I'm gonna get the Mightstone's animation onto my Ichor Wellspring first. Wow, they're really doing some setup here. My 1/3 reach holds down the fort quite nicely here. And I'm keeping my life total high. This is at least very interesting to play. No! That's not great. Just keeping the life total high. Ah! I'm going to draw my second card of the turn. Well, I definitely want to play this turn. So I should probably do this. Play land. Play this. And then I can chump block this thing and then use the 1/1 to block that guy in a turn from now. No, I can double block this thing. Perfect. And then when this thing dies, I'll draw a card and I'll gain life off this, and I'll go to Thopter, and then I'll do this. It's all working out, except for the fact that Flow of Knowledge is useless right now. Whoa, they didn't have a combat trick? And they killed the Thopter mechanic? So I can block this thing now? Cool. They're definitely pressuring me more than other decks were. Oh, this was only gaining me 2 life a turn. I think Ivory Tower is probably just bad in the deck, but you know. You gotta try. No, I didn't have to play the land. Shoot. I need to realistically cast like 6 spells in a turn. I'm not sure if I ever have the ability to do that. I needed to get the power plant worker so this could tap for 3. Yep, they tapped incorrectly. Get wrecked. They probably have a trick of some kind. Nope. They must have forgot my guy had reach. I'm going to cast 4 spells this turn. I needed to get a slightly better deck to do this, but, you know. Oh, man, it's so tough. And maybe I can keep my life total high with these mine workers. Probably going to kill this Alloy Animist. Definitely just do some basic blocking here. Keep my mana around. Ouch. I don't want to have to trade my guys off for a 4/4. We're working our way up. Oh my gosh, if we win with an Aetherflux Reservoir activation, that'd be huge. I'm looking for a flask. I'm not going to cast this until I have a card I know I want to discard. Also, if I know I can combine it into another spell, that would be really good. Your life total does not match your opponent. Oh, if only I had found, if I only had taken, I mean, I need to make some different picks during the draft, but I keep regretting not having the option to get the power plant guy, because then I could start gaining some serious life. Okay, I don't really want to mill 3 cards here. If I draw 8, I'll run out. If I do this on the end step, then I can set up a big draw. Big turn, I mean. I could also do this now, and then try to set up something during my turn. Draw 5, discard 2. I still won't have enough for this. So if I cast 5 spells, that's 1 life plus 2 life plus 3 life plus 4 life plus 5 life. So if I cast 5 spells, that's 15 life. It's still not quite enough. I need to cast 7 spells. And if I cast 7 spells, that'll be 15. 6 spells bring me to 21. That brings me to 28. And so that means that I'll have enough. So I don't have to block with my Tower Worker. Because I'll go exactly to 1. Thanks to this life gain from the Mind Worker. And I gain a life here. Obviously. Oh, I keep running out of cards in my deck. Oh. Oh, it's just not enough. I guess I needed to wait so I could get more life gain off. Gosh darn it. Oh, man. I have a new strategy. I need to add cards to my deck. Oh, my gosh. I have to add, like, up to, like, 60 cards. Because otherwise I'm going to run out every time. It makes my combo so much worse, but it's the only way. So I'm going to add 3 lands. 1, 2, 3. So 20 cards there. Add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my gosh. I'm doing everything right, except then I run out of cards, and I feel super dumb because I had the option of taking the other guy. So this is 20 lands. Adding a bunch of cards. So there's 22 lands, 52 spells. I probably need to cut a land here. Let's try it like this, I guess. This is. Oh, I've got to I gotta get a win here. I'll see you folks next round. Welcome to another round. We're trying out this new version of the deck. We'll see how it does, honestly. I needed the extra cards just so I have stuff to cast. Oh man, I made some mistakes. If I had got that wizard, I could have been able to win the games a couple times by just starting to put cards back on the bottom of my deck. Also, Ivory Tower is really bad, and I shouldn't be casting it except as a way to gain extra life from the Ether Flux, and I keep forgetting that part. Also, I needed to take the Power Plant Worker. I'm learning. I'm giving you all of these insights so you can draft a sweet deck at your FNM. We're on the beatdown plan, you know, our combo deck that has like a bunch of like do-nothing cards. We're just trying to kill the opponent with damage really quick. No big deal. Our 51 card deck. No! This is good. This is going to find us all we need. And we have the cards in our deck to actually support it. I think we're going to win this game. We're going to start gaining a life a turn. As long as I actually find Ether Flux, I should be fine. Sure. I can use this mana to cast the Ichor Wellspring next turn, so I'm just going to pass. Okay. I like this guy. There it is. Playing it early is kind of a risk for sure, because they could kill it. But I gotta start gaining this life. Okay. Cannot play that ever. Okay, I'm going to do the classic draw my 5 cards for next turn. And then set up big turn here. Okay, my turn. Here we go. Start things off with a nice Forging the Anchor. Complete whiff. You love to see it. So I'm going to get a nice little 4 here. And then I'm going to chill for a second. Get a minor reset here. Start looking for my next big turn. Okay, that's not great. They should have given Mishra flying. No, they couldn't have. That wouldn't work. Vigilance? Okay. Okay, these are a couple of nice things that I can save up. And I'm going to play my land still, even though it makes my ivory tower worse. I can double block this and use a supply drop. It's like a double combo turn. I have to find a couple of things at once. Did I activate these? I think I might have forgotten to. That would have been bad. Hmm. Now I get another mini combo turn, potentially. Losing my mana like that was really bad. I just was trying to get rid of this guy, but I guess it was a bad play, because now I'm going to lose. I think I was going to win this, too, if I had the extra mana. I'm going to try to set up here. I'll gain 2 life from this. And it'll also set me up for next turn by giving me an extra Power Stone. Discard a card. What do I discard? Go to the Tower Whipper. Okay, this could be the turn. This could be the turn. Thopter Mechanic. Thopter Mechanic. Flask. One, two, three, four. I can cast them all. I'll start with this guy in case I find something I want. How am I gonna do it? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Come on. Yes! We did it! Just in case. Oh my gosh. Yes! 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 Oh my gosh, we did it! Oh my gosh, I've officially peaked in this format. Oh my gosh, I can't believe we got it done. Oh my gosh. The double combo. Wow, that was so sick. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 retro artifacts in play. Oh my gosh, I built my deck. I would have run out of cards. Look, I have 10 cards left in my library. If I hadn't added an extra 11, I would have run out. Oh my gosh, what a sick win. Let's go. Huge. Well, that is going to do it for this draft video. I did play the last round, but it wasn't as cool as that other one, so I'd rather leave you folks on that high note. Basically, the verdict is, if you try to go for the Aetherflux Reservoir deck, it's really inconsistent, and I would say that blue-red is not the best home for it. Blue-white seems to be like the best home because you gain access to some random white cantrips that nobody else wants that'll help gain you a lot of life. But, I mean, our deck could have gone in a whole different direction. We could have had a lot stronger of a deck, but it was super fun pulling off the combo, and I'll keep my eye open to see if I see Aetherflux Reservoir again in the future so I can maybe build around it. Mind's Eye, fantastic card. Ivory Tower, not so much, but overall, I really thought this was a cool deck. We got to see the innovation starting at 40 cards, decking a couple times, going up to 51, and getting the win by getting to over 50 life. So if you did enjoy this video, remember to hit that thumbs up button to let me know, and let me know in the comments if you enjoy this wacky sort of build. Hit that subscribe button so you can catch future videos, and to let me know you made it all the way to the end of the video, leave hashtag combo in all caps with however many exclamation points you want to let me know you made it all the way till the end of the video. If you would like to support my content, you can do so via Patreon, patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. A couple bucks a month does go a long way towards helping me make these videos. Also, you can find links to the NicolaiBolas Patreon, the NicolaiBolas Twitch stream, the NicolaiBolas Twitter, all of that stuff in the description down below. And yeah, this was super fun to build, super fun to play, and I'm really happy that we did end up getting there. That's going to do it for this one, though. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you next time.